It's not looking good for me here. It's not looking stupendous for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When we drafted those fantasy teams, I did not expect it to go like that.
Last 3 vote outs all have been people from my camp, from my team. I mean, if you get the next 4, I might have a shot. The thing is, like, even if Jesse, Carla, and Owen are final 3, there's still a chance I could lose this. I could see Ryan and James tugging along far. I'm almost certain the next vote out has to be coming from your squad.
Why? Why not Ryan?
I feel like his threat level is so low. The edit isn't. I feel like the edit doesn't like to show people as being non-threats. So I feel like Ryan, in actuality, and this is just conjecture, I feel like in actuality on the island, everybody's already like, there's no way Ryan's going to win. So is there any reason we should vote him out? Unless they thought, oh, he's going to win individual immunity. But clearly in this new school Survivor challenge, team challenge versus immunity challenge are almost totally different things nowadays, as you see with people like Jonathan or people like Joe, or I think Xander won, but Jonathan also won one, but Jonathan is arguably the best team competitor ever and kind of sucked in a lot of those individual challenges. So unless that's the case, I think I could see Ryan being a no vote finalist. What do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we're here, Survivor Buffs. Welcome back, everybody. We do recaps every Thursday, the day after. Just want to plug real quick our Twitter account, which the link to is in the description, as well as our Discord. The link to is also in the description. Join that. You get video notifications for all of our recaps. We also do top 10s on this channel. We do best ofs. We do a weekly clip of the week. And we have a show called Survivor Hot Takes, hosted by Coach Drew and Emily on this channel. So it's not just us doing a once an episode week recap, whole bunch of content on this channel. If you join our Discord, you get video notifications, as well as getting to talk with other Survivor fans as the season goes on. So just want to throw that out there. Thanks everyone for watching. Today we are recapping episode 5, brushing up on my Spanish a little bit, of season, oh boy, how do you say 43? And
I don't know. 40? I don't know.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
I know 20 is Viente. Viente dos.
It's Viente, 30 is Treinta, and then 40 is...
Catorce is 14.
Quarenta? I don't know.
Yeah. If there's anybody speaks Spanish, and help us out in the comments here. But okay, well, episode 5. Yes, let me bring the teams back up. I didn't want to, but yes, Gio went home last night. He was on my team, and I am losing 109-63. That is the biggest point differential in the history of our picking fantasy teams. I mean, it's only our 3rd year, but still, I've never seen a point differential. You really, it'd take a miracle for me to win this. Mike Holloway was more likely to win season 30 than I am to win this. If you guys don't know our point system, we both start with 126 points. When someone goes home, whatever place that person finishes in, the person who had that person between me and Gideon on their team loses the number of points that they finished. So, for example, Gio finished in 14th place. 18, 17, 16. Gio finished in 14th place. He was on my team. Therefore, I subtract 14 points from my score. So the person with the most points after Carla wins will be crowned the winner. And yes, so that is our points. Any general thoughts on the episode? I thought this was a good pre. It's been a good pre-merge so far. No, am I wrong?
Yeah, it's been a good pre-merge. I was pleased with the episode. Obviously everybody wanted Baca to go to tribal council just because of the
I know.
fireworks that would have ensued.
I know. Yeah.
But it was still good. It still ended up being a good episode, even though really the person went home that was supposed to go home the whole time. I don't think the plan ever actually changed.
Yeah, they like to whenever the vote is so obvious, who's going home. They always like to throw in a little curveball at the end there, and sometimes that curveball comes into fruition. Maybe once every 3 or 4 seasons, but for the most part, when they throw in that last minute, like maybe Cassidy's going to go home, it's really just to. Sometimes I wonder if the producers are like, hey, can you guys like pretend to talk about voting someone else out when? Because if it's just clearly Geo, is it really going to be that good of a vote out? But I don't know. Yeah, the only like I don't want to say critique because it's not really anybody's fault, but the only like thing that I think is preventing this from being like a amazing pre-merge is the setups for tribals are so great, but every week the tribe we want to go has never ends up going to tribal. Yeah, you're right. Like Baca would have been great. What do you think would have happened if Baca had gone? Keeping thinking
Well,
that Janine wouldn't have the
I think Sammy or Gabler would have gone home,
yeah.
but Janine has lost her vote, which I guess we'll talk about that later. So really now Baca's up in the air because it's 2-2.
Right. Well, so
And
Jeannie,
both sides have an idol. So
yeah. Well, yes, Gabler had an idol. Yes. So if Janine would have lost, so Janine doesn't have her vote till the merge, but
yeah.
she has an idol that's forever, a
No.
forever idol.
Janine doesn't have her vote for the next tribal. That's what it says.
Right. But the merge is next week.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes. Well, the episode is called Merge. Jesus Christ, Mergatory for next week. And the preview made it look like, but you never truly know. We also thought Owen was going to get something big. He like
Yeah, but the rules say that you lose your vote for the next tribal council. So she has lost it for the next tribal council.
okay. So if Baca would have gone, Janine wouldn't have had a vote, but her and Gabler would have had an idol. So Owen, I feel like Owen, seeing that it's basically 2-1 because Janine doesn't have a vote. If Owen's in the middle of 2-1, he's obviously going to go with the 2, right?
Maybe it seems like for some reason Owen wants to work with these girls who are just playing a stupid game. I mean,
I
what's
know.
worse? What's worse, playing a stupid game or playing like just a game like Gabler where you have no idea what's going on? Because it seems like the girls are just that they're arrogant and stupid about the way they play the game. But with Gabler, it's just like he's just clueless. I mean, what's worse? That's what you have to decide if you're Owen. And for some reason, Owen keeps wanting to go with the girls. Maybe
Right.
because Gabler's unpredictable and Sammy's
I
a
think
little
that's the
dangerous.
reason.
But
I
I mean the girls are not playing sloppy.
I know. Like, does Ellie not realize that Sammy is clearly against her? She tells him everything as if they're working together. It's like
I mean, do Ellie or do the
Janine.
girls have any Janine, do they have any social awareness whatsoever? I mean, or physical awareness when Owen's coming around the bend and you have an idol out right next to the water. Why do you have an idol right next to the freaking well?
I
That's
know.
where people go.
Go somewhere. Go somewhere like hidden, hide in a tree, go on somewhere.
I would not guess that these people are super fans because this is
No,
yeah, it's not good.
except for Sammy.
You can tell Sammy is, but for everybody else, I'm like, really? You watch the show and you decide to, just blatantly open your clue out in the open? or you
Yeah.
decide to risk your vote
Well,
when you have the numbers.
not even out in the like they found it in what looked like a pretty isolated place. And instead of opening it and reading it there, they said, let's go from this place that's clearly not out in the open and go to the besides the besides the shelter itself, arguably the most like traffic coming through that we see is the water well. I actually like, you know how as the season goes on, I keep questions that I want to ask people when they eventually come on the show. Ellie, I had to say, and Janine, why did you open it there? And then when he so clearly saw it, at that point you have to just embrace it. Yo, Owen, come here, look what we found. You
And
have
she
to.
didn't.
And
And
she
she
had
did.
tried hiding it. How did she not? Because it reminds me of Winners at War when Ben found the idol with with Tony like right next to him, and he tried to hide it. Tony was like, "Dude, I'm right next to you. I see it." I mean, Owen wasn't right next to them, but like I don't know, it was so. If Baca would have gone to tribal, I feel like even though Owen is leaning towards the girls, because of the unique circumstance that Janine lost her vote, I feel like he probably would have been forced to go with the guys for that vote. Um, because if it did end up being 2-2, it could put meaning the rocks would have to be drawn between him and Gabler, right? Or
The
Sammy.
Rocks, if they put the votes on Gabler, then they're negated, which is what they're trying. The edit's trying to make it seem like they would do. If they put the votes on Sammy, Gabler has an idol, so then Sammy becomes immune. Gabler has an idol, so the Rocks are drawn between, um, you
Ellie
know,
and well,
Ellie
no,
and Owen.
well, this is assuming that Ellie gets 2 votes and Sammy gets 2 votes.
Yeah,
So
all yeah.
Sammy gets 2 votes and Ellie gets 2 votes negated. Gabler's idol negates him, which means that the rocks would be between would basically
Janine,
Janine and this
Owen.
is assuming Janine doesn't play her idol. If she plays her idol, Owen's 100% going home. So to me,
Yeah,
it
so yeah.
it seems like he's even though he's leaning towards the girls because of this unique circumstance of there being an idol on each side and Janine losing her vote, he probably, I feel like, would have gone with the guys if they had gone to tribal. Because if he goes with the girls, 50-50, he's going home. If he goes with the guys, he's 100% safe. So, did that make sense? I feel like I
Yes.
feel like I did a feel like I did a little Peridium style breakdown there. But so if here's the question: if he goes with the girls, does Gabler, Sammy, and or I'm sorry, if he goes with the guys, does Gabler, Sammy, and Owen vote for? I feel like they vote for Ellie because Janine has an idol.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the smart thing to do, and it takes a lot of balls to play your idol for somebody else when they could be targeting you. You
I
know?
think I think 0% chance if they would have lost, I think 0% chance Ellie would or Janine would have given her idol to Ellie. It would have been a crazy pre-merge. It would have been a great pre-merge move, one of the best in recent memory if she would have done that. But I don't think there's any chance. So long story short, it sounds like if Baca would have lost, it would have been Ellie going home, which is crazy because even though I think Ellie's stock goes down and down each week, I still in a weird way think she's a threat to win because I do think that she has Janine and having a right hand man or woman who is like, I don't want to say your minion, but like I feel like Janine
She
is
is
like
like a minion, though.
she's like a minion. She's like locked in with Ellie. At least that's what it seems.
Well,
And
I
she's
mean,
like
when Janine found the idol, people on this season, when they find advantages, for some reason they have to immediately show their allies.
everybody.
For
Or just
some for
and
some
they're
reason.
non-allies. And just people they're against. It's
They might as well just shout with a megaphone when they find an
yeah.
advantage and just go. "Hey guys, I found an advantage," and then it cuts to a confessional. Well, I want to just stay open and have trust with my tribe.
Yeah,
Like Survivor is a game of deception. You should keep your advantages close to your chest. If nobody knows you have an advantage and there's no harm done, if you're a terrible liar, then that's on you.
right.
But for some reason, Janine was like, "Oh, Ellie, I found it," and then that was the mistake she had, because then her showing Ellie made Owen find out, and then because Owen found out, she had to tell Sammy, and then Sammy told Gabler, and then
Right.
all of a sudden everybody knows.
So do you agree? Do you still think, because I think we both agree that Ellie's stock has just gone down and down each episode. But do
Yeah,
you agree? I
Ellie
think
was
she still
like
has a
my.
chance to win though.
She has a chance if she cleans up her game from pre merge, because pre merge it's been really really messy.
But look at when Erica came into the merge, arguably at the very bottom, and but she had Heather basically as her minion, which I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
Erica wasn't completely ignorant to the tribe dynamics.
right. I think she had a lot more social. I mean, the fact that Ellie told Sammy that, well, I mean, because here's the thing, she would Ellie have told, and I love that this episode has just been all hypotheticals for the tribe that didn't even go to council, but would would Ellie have told Sammy if she herself found the advantage?
No.
Because now that I'm saying it out loud, telling Sammy that Janine has an advantage does potentially shift Sammy's number one must go home target from Ellie to Janine. So in a way,
I don't think that's not what happened though.
well, it's who knows. You know what? I'll write that down as a question for literally my notes for questions for Survivor players. I have like one question for like 4 people, and then Ellie, I have like 6 questions. Did you tell Sammy that? Oh, I already had that one. Well, I wrote, why did you immediately tell Sammy? Was it to put heat on Janine? Did you not realize he is your enemy? 2 question marks. I put 2 question marks next to the big questions. But here's the other question. So Coco goes home. Vessi goes from like, are they going to be the what was the tribe with Xander and Evie and Tiffany and
Uh, the Yase, I don't even know.
Yase? Yeah, are they going to be the Yase of this season? Are they going to be the flame out? Just, well, actually, Yase started off weak, but then it ended up being the Green Tribe, Ricard and Shan's tribe, that was just like losing every week. So
Yeah. Who
it's it seemed like they were going that Vessi was going to start off this season being the what the hell you guys are losing everything tribe, but have really come together, and we've seen that happen a couple of times in Survivor history where a tribe starts off weak.
Yeah, because once they got rid of NECA, then everything was solved.
Right. And Mariah, right? Was Mariah there? No, not
Yeah.
Mariah. Just Justine. Mariah was from Baca, but um if Vessi goes home, you have Cody with an idol, but you have Noel with a vote steal, which also would, in my opinion, would have been a great tribal council. I feel like Cody would have played his idol, and I feel like Noel would have used her vote steal, and Jesse would have gone home. So, do you agree?
I do agree, and that's another thing. Why did Jesse risk his votes?
Don't
You know,
understand that.
Jesse's in a good position on the tribe.
Great position.
He's
One of the
seen
best positions in the whole game right now.
he's seen firsthand what losing your vote can do from Dwight. He's seen it happen. Like how much it can mess up your position with your tribe mates, and yet he still did it, knowing that at least one person was going to risk.
This might sound like a big jump, but Jesse risking his vote might have been the worst move of the whole season.
So
So
far, I
far.
think so. So far, I think so.
I mean,
Even
like,
I mean, it might be even worse than Ryan trying to put the vote on him
yeah.
and just like making a huge target out of yourself. It might be worse because Jesse was in a good position and Ryan wasn't.
So Jesse doesn't have a vote at the next travel.
Yeah, if the LVP, the least valuable player, was an award, Jesse would get it for this episode.
And then who else risked? It was but
Janine,
Gideon risking also super dumb. You have an idol. Like I understand you're not in a power position, but you're not in a bad position. Janine is not in a bad position by any means.
now she is.
Now she is. Has an idol but doesn't have her vote, which is again, it's like, either either Baka or Bessie going to tribal would have been such a great tribal. And I was like hoping so much, please don't let Coco go. And of course Coco went, but um we would have lost two, I don't want to say pillars of the season, but two of the bigger power players. You could argue their skill level, but like clearly Ellie and Jesse are two of the biggest of the season thus far. And the fact that, be, you know, one little challenge could have gotten one of them out. Jesse, how could he have done that? um, it seems like Christian says in the chat here. Um, oh wait, which one was it? Double elimination that next week. Is that confirmed?
Not confirmed.
Okay. Um, so we had oh the so I my name today is Give Me Your Beads. What the bead thing, so obviously the bead thing might happen in 44, but it won't happen past because people will be looking out for it. But not only that, people might be beyond 44, people might be looking out for anything. Anytime someone says, hey, can I have your people might start to think, oh, they want an idol. So I almost worry if Survivor producers are backing themselves in a corner by making such clear additions to the game where people look out for that sort of stuff. Unless it becomes a thing where there's so many things to look out for, everyone's like, you know what? Anything could mean anything. I'm just going to play the game. That seems to be the only way it can fix it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, in this episode, Janine wasn't really that slick about going about capturing the beads. Cody
Yeah.
did a good job. Cody did a good job with the beads. He was like, I need it for the hat. Everybody else is just like, I want to make a bracelet, you know. And it's like, okay. So you know, I think there's probably something producers can do that you know makes it to where like the thing in 40 when Sarah had to sneak into the other camp and
That was
you
cool.
know like army crawl like something like that.
What did she have
um
to do? Did she like steal fire or something?
she had to steal something off of a torch, I think.
Yeah, I wish it would have been a little more like an obstacle. I don't know, something, or had to take their one torch or something without. I don't know. The idea was cool. I feel like it could have been better, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that was more cool because that's something that you can earn an idol without like the earning part of it being on full display in front of everybody. So I agree. I think that is a much more rewarding as a viewer way to earn an idol. But um Sammy, so the other thing about Janine in the idol is Sammy knew about the B thing. Owen knew about the only one that didn't know was Gabler, as opposed to Cody, where he two people didn't know, and then Carla, where I don't did anybody know that Carla, does anyone know Carla has an idol?
James.
Okay. But when she found it, there was still a tribe of six. So she hid that knowledge from four people, which is, again, Carla, man, I'm telling you. I am telling you, Carla. Um, why didn't Sammy tell Gabler? He said, "Oh, I didn't have time." Come on, you didn't have time. That's crazy.
I
Would
don't
you have?
know.
Would you
I
have
would
told
have.
Gabler?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would have been like, say, I really want to save this one for my kid. I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah. It would been fun if he told Gabler and Gabler was like, "Oh, you want it?" and just throws it into the I guess ocean. It's Fiji along
That would
ocean.
have been funny. Like, act like he lost it. Oh yeah, I lost that beat. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, that would be funny. Um,
So many things that. Oh man, if only we were playing. If only we were on the season.
right. Um, Another new challenge this week. I don't remember seeing this one. Kind of like a combination of a bunch of other challenges. I'd rather have new and mid than old and mid. This was new and mid. Um, can they not hire new creative challenge maker people? Like I feel like it wouldn't even take like someone who specializes in mazes or obstacle courses. Like I feel like if they paid me and you 10 grand and said, "Hey guys, sit in a room for a week and just think of 10 great." I feel like if we had a week, we could come up with 10 really cool challenge ideas. And it's just like and I understand for COVID they didn't have the resources or they had the money, but they didn't have the resources and um I guess they're the resources to build new challenges because of COVID restrictions. I get it, but come on. At the very least, steal from International Survivor. You've already done it multiple times before. It's obvious at this point. I think Jeff even said recently in an interview that he's been catching right. He's been catching up on International Survivor. He's been I think someone asked him a question: would you ever mix international with US for a season? He was like, "Oh, I'd definitely be interested in something like that." So it's like they stole the slow mo stuff from them. They stole the backstory stuff from them. Steal the challenges. No one would be mad. The international fans would be like, "Oh, cool! It's a win for everybody." But maybe there's still because of COVID, they still can't build new stuff because I don't know because they just take the challenges down and they have like probably a little storage facility somewhere on the island.
The people are too soft on the season to do any of the Australian challenges.
Well, then give them a little more food, and the rewards too are also like they're nice, but it's like fishing gear, tarp, comfort. They've been very little food rewards. It usually doesn't come till unless we don't see them because there has
Where's
been
the Applebee's? Next rewards Applebee's.
bring the auction back. Get rid of the advantage part of the auction. That's the only reason they got rid of it was because everybody just waited for the advantage. Just get rid of the advantage. The advantage wasn't even there till what, like season 15, 16, something like that. Bring the auction back. Come on. Um, I don't know. So what is it? Who loses? Coco. So why do you think Cassidy all of a sudden wants Ryan to go home? Because if anybody should want Geo to go home, it should be Cassidy,
I
right?
think she wanted Ryan to go home because it's personal that he's like acting this way and when he's really on the bottom, but he thinks he's on the top and that he's voting her out. He's an immediate threat that's on campgrounds while Gio's away. I think that's the only thing that comes to my mind. Which, by the way, Ryan did not throw that challenge. He just sucks.
Yeah, he definitely did not play to his. He has a lot of strengths, and that one definitely did not play to it. It's like one thing
I
with.
think he's saying he threw the challenge for the edit. I don't believe it 1 second.
No, I don't either. I think that one thing that Survivor players fall into the trap of is when one guy does well in multiple challenges, they just assume that, oh, he must be good at everything. He must be good at balance. He must be good at throwing things. He must be good at carrying things. He must be good at puzzles. It's like you can be good at one or two things and be like trash at others or be mid at others. I think that's kind of a trap that a lot of people fall into. And this one clearly didn't play into Ryan's strengths, um, but he said that in a confessional, right? He didn't say that to anybody out loud.
Said that he threw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all in a confessional after
Right.
the challenge. Convenient.
After. After, yeah. Um, Regardless, I still feel like Cassidy should have gone for Gio. I mean, in the end, she did, but she really was going hard for Ryan. And I think they're playing her up as being this crazy, paranoid, switch the vote last second player. I think that was just to add a little bit of like um, mystery coming in, or intrigue or stakes coming into the tribal council, so that it wasn't glaringly obvious it was Gio. I don't think Cassidy is like Lindsay. I was worried at first, like, oh no, is she gonna do what Lindsay literally just did to her last episode? I don't quite think she's Lindsay-esque. What do you think?
I think she'll calm it down, especially when you have a lot more people next episode. Because next episode, they're probably all going to vote together. It just might not be a merge.
Yeah, because what
So
happened last season at the merge? Because
the
they're done with
hourglass.
they're done with the hourglass though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen? Could be double elimination. Could be because usually they merge with 11 player. They usually merge with 11 players, but right now there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 players. Oh, they usually merge with 12. Right now there's 13. So what they did in 41, correct me if I'm wrong, was they merged, but the merge was still they were one tribe in theory, but they still did separate tribal councils, right? And then
Yes.
they officially merged after, or no, they merged, but they split into two tribes. It was and they did a challenge against each other, and the tribe that won was merged. The tribe that didn't win hadn't was technically not yet merged, and they voted
Yeah.
as one. So it goes from
And
three
then and
tribes to
then
two.
after that they split up. Blah 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 blah.
And then the hourglass switched it from uh the tribe that won to being safe, to the tribe that won being the one that votes. Yes. Okay. So hopefully
Still
they don't
weird.
hopefully they
Still
don't
weird
do
saying
that.
it.
Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully it can, if it look, producers, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just merge, then have a big immunity challenge. Even if you have two winners for the immunity challenge, whatever, fine. Two winners for the first immunity challenge, fine. Or a guy winner, girl winner, whatever. Um, but this whole thing with like you're merged, but half the tribe is actually not merged. It's like just merge. It's never been an issue for fans, so it shouldn't be an issue for you. But um Geo goes home. I mean, he was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He was the 14th pick in our draft. And who knows if Mariah would have been higher if we had drafted before she got voted out. I don't think so. But
No.
okay. So your LVP of the week was Ellie?
Jesse.
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 Yeah.
My LVP goes to Jesse.
There was a lot of candidates for LVP though. Ellie had a
Yeah.
bad week. Jesse had a bad week. Sammy had a bad week, in my opinion, for not telling Gabler about the bead. Um, I don't even think we saw Vossi once in like on their tribe.
Yeah, Vessi didn't get a lot of screen time.
They didn't get any. I think we didn't visit their camp once. James had a good week. Gabler, you know, mid. Dwight didn't see him at all. Janine was great at the beginning, and then just she had the biggest like up down week. LVP Cassidy. The thing with Cassidy, even though she's in the majority alliance, I think she clearly placed herself this week at the bottom of that alliance. Um, which you can argue being at the top of a majority alliance this early in the game, usually that person doesn't end up winning. This season it will because Carla's winning. But Ryan, tell me what you think about this. Is there any chance come merge that Ryan actually replaces Cassidy. Okay, tell me that you don't think so.
No.
Would you have said there was a potential last week though, when Ryan voted with Carla and them?
Yeah, because we weren't shown the complete dynamics of the tribe.
Yeah, facts. So, okay, so right now the strongest. So, assuming we're merging next week, you have a couple alliances. You have what I think is the. What do you think is the strongest alliance in the game right now?
Carla, James Cassidy.
Yeah, I agree. So you have Carla James Cassidy. You have Sammy and Gabler. I think they'll stay. Well, I don't know if they're going to stay tight in the merge. You'll have Jesse and Cody. You'll have. But here's the thing: even though Vossi or Vessi, even though Vessi is clearly Jesse and Cody versus um,
Dwight Noel.
Dwight and Noel, I feel like if they merged, they would come together.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree. I just don't think it's as strong as the Coco 3.
Bessie 4. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. As far as numbers, yes. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe Ryan, even though he was blindsided this episode. Okay, so here's a better question. Do you think the fact that Ryan was blindsided this episode, and blindsided in the fact that he wasn't included in the vote, obviously he's safe. Do you think that if they merge, he would stick with Carla, James, and Cassidy, or is
No,
he a free agent?
I think he's a free agent.
Okay. If that's the case,
And I would
uh,
be too. I understand. If I got blindsided, if I was on the bottom, I would want to spite the 3 and just get them out.
right. So if he's likely to join any alliance, it's probably either the Vessi 4
Yeah.
or I don't think, like I said, I think Sammy and Gabler are going to be free agents. Do you think there's any chance? I know we've been saying the biggest rivalry of the season thus far is Ellie and Sammy, even though Ellie clearly doesn't realize it. Is there any chance Ellie and Sammy, not Gabler, but Ellie and Sammy become allies come merge?
I think there's a chance. I don't think it's a good chance, but I think there's a chance.
Okay. So Ellie and Janine are tight. I feel like they're maybe the most likely. Like, say what you want about Ellie, she's good at bringing people in. I could see them bringing Ryan in. I could also see the Vessi 4 bringing Ryan in. Ryan is he's what Odell Beckham is about to be in the NFL, or what Aaron Judge is going to be in this offseason. He is the premier free agent. Not only is he a shield, he's, I don't want to say easily manipulated, but he's clearly a little gullible, not a super strategic player. Like, he is the absolute perfect person, in my opinion, you would want on your alliance in the merge. So if the options of who can pick him up, because Gabler, I think, is also going to be a free agent, not as tight. Okay, so Sammy, I feel like is just going to be that wild card. So you kind of have 3 alliances. You have Ellie, Owen, Janine, Sammy, 4. You have Jesse, Cody, Noel, Dwight, 4. You have Carla, James, Cassidy, 3. 2 of those alliances are probably going to become one majority alliance, at least for the first, 2 or 3 votes. Between those 3 alliances, who do you think Ryan is more likely to go with? You said you ruled out Carla, Cassidy, and James.
I think Vessi.
Right.
They're less of a dumpster fire.
Okay. Yeah. I do think that Ryan could and Sammy could bond. I think that's one thing that could bring them together. And Owen, I feel like he's that type of guy. But I also could see him getting along really well with like a Cody and a Dwight. So I could be completely wrong or I could be spot on here. I really think the merge episode is going to be a battle for Ryan. I think Ryan's going to be in such a prime position for who's going to go home. Um, so okay, so Cody has a forever idol. Janine has a forever idol. Carla has a forever idol. Gabler's only works for one more council, right?
The next tribal council. So he's playing at the next tribal council.
Okay. So between the 3 forever idols, do you think all are going to be played?
I think at least one will be played. I think Janine. I think the most likely person to play is Janine. But I could also see Carla playing it.
Yeah. Okay. So lots of LVPs this week. This was a bad week for a couple people. This is a bad week for Sammy. This is a bad week for Ellie. Bad week for Jesse. Bad week for Cassidy, I think. Bad week for Gabler. Bad week for Janine. A lot of bad week in Geo, obviously. The only people that had good weeks, I guess, were Carla. I mean, you kind of can roll out Cody, Noel, and Dwight. They really didn't do anything this week. The only people that had good weeks were Carla and James.
Exactly. Yep.
That's it. So who's your who's your player of the week? It's guy. I guess
it's Carla.
I guess yeah. This might be a tie for this week because they kind of were the same person, but Carla remained, I think, the clear head of this alliance, and obviously has an idol. And I feel like she has Ryan more than James does. So yes, I'll agree with Carla. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'm losing. I guess I'm losing this this fantasy thing. But okay, cool. Do you I was trying to look at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. All right. That's pretty much everything I had for this week. What do you
That's all my thoughts.
All right. Well, yeah, good episode. I mean, a bad episode for a lot of people, but I think still made for a decent TV episode. Might get the merge next week, might not, who knows. 1 vote out, 2 vote out, 3 vote outs. Maybe we ever got 3 vote outs in one episode.
The person with the least amount of votes gets voted out. Who knows?
Don't tempt Jeff because he will hop on that.
I've seen that. I saw that in an org. It was brutal.
Why? Who would do that?
Expedition Online, the people I did.
Oh boy. Okay, great. Well, guys, thank you for watching, whether you watch this live or later on. Be sure to like the video. It helps get us on that YouTube algorithm shit. Subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Like I said at the beginning, join our Discord and our Twitter. The link to both are in the description. We just put out the Best of Marianne, edited by Nathan, aka Survivor King. Check it out on this channel. Really good. Honestly, his best. Not that he's had all of his videos are great, but I think Best of Marianne is his best best of. So check that out. It's only like a 10-12 minute video. It's here on the channel. Other than that, I'll see you guys next Thursday, I guess, for the episode 6 recap. Promise we're going to start having guests soon. Me and Gideon's schedules have just been a little crazy as of late. So it's been hard to lock in guests because we never know for sure exactly the time we're recording. But we should have some guests fairly soon. So tune in.